Now, your constituency, and correct me if I'm wrong, has gotten whiter from the House to the Senate to the Congress. Is that true?
Yeah, well, initially when I ran for the State House, it was a 35% black, 65% white.
Okay.
That was redistricting 3-4 years later, which made it a majority black district. Then when I ran for the Senate, it was about 50-50, black-white. When I ran for Congress, it was 45% black voter registration with 55% white voter registration. It was 56% black population, men, women, children, and prisoners.
Yeah.
Shortly after, I guess, my second term in 1996, the federal courts decided that that was reverse discrimination, and they forced a redrawing of the district lines. In fact, they redrew the district lines, and my district was then reduced to 32% black. And of course, by that time, I had 4 years of experience under my belt, and I had 4 years of demonstrated service, and so I was able to get reelected, even though I had white opponents and Republican opponents. And of course, several redistrictings later, my district has now become 40% African American now, 60% white.
Well, I ask the question because one theme that seems to be common in all of your public service is a kind of color blindness, that you strive to improve life for all of the people that you represent, not just some of the people that you represent. Is that fair to say?
Well, it's fair to say in part. I've never forgotten who I am and how I got there. But for the Voting Rights Act, I wouldn't be sitting here. But for the Civil Rights Movement, I would not be here. But for Brown versus Board of Education, I would not be here. But what's good government for everybody is also good government for black people. And so I'm for good government. And it helps everyone. And whether it's education, whether it's health care, as long as it's available and accessible for everyone, and everyone has access and opportunity, be they rural or be they urban, be they black, white, young or old, that's what government should be about. And if I'm able to help everybody, that's what I want to do.
I wondered when you were talking earlier about the Georgia prison case if the white prisoners realized how they were the beneficiaries of an action begun by the black prisoners who were segregated from them.
They did. They did, and there were several white inmates with whom we had to confer regularly. One of them was the defendant in the case of Mary Jo Kopechne. I don't know if you remember her. She was the Emory co-ed who was kidnapped and buried in a little container.
It wasn't Mary Jo Kopechne.
It wasn't Kopechne.
It was another name.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember her.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't Kopechne, but this young lady was kidnapped in DeKalb County. But the guy who did it was at Reedsville at the time that the case was pending, and of course he was one of the people with whom we collaborated. He was a very articulate guy, very intelligent guy, and he was very helpful in terms of our prosecution of that case.